Yes, guys. Yes, it's finally time. You guys know already that I try to avoid like reacting to long videos because I don't like to cut the parts of it. I just like to put the entire video reacting. So I try to react to short videos like 20 minutes or so. But this one is a special, okay? We are talking about internet historian, of course, and we just have to react to this because this is how much I like his channel. So yeah, we are going through 1 hour and 28 minutes, 28 minutes. So yeah, stay with me up until the end. Hopefully, let's see who survives in the end. Okay? Yeah. This probably will be a blast. I have always high expectations on his videos, so let's start it. So ever given, ever taken, ever taken away by internet historians. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's watch it.
Video was made possible by Seiryn and some very patient people over at Patreon. Okay, music fades in. My friend, let me weave you a tale of a windswept night beyond the old Egyptian sands, where the water plays coy with the shore, and the coy are sure to play in the water.
Oh.
Where the desert wolves make love
And it works
to
like
the moon.
to the moon.
Exterior day. This is the Suez Canal. Undeniably, Egypt's most famous body of water. Nothing bad ever happens here. Oh, except for that one time.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, so there's a ship, and it's called the Ever Given, and it's going up the Suez Canal really, really fast, probably. And you think
Oh,
that the Port Authority
another
would call
ship
up, and they'd be
history.
like,
Captain, you are going way too fast.
but the captain, he's wicked sick cool, so he's like,
They're just jealous of my passion for going fast through critical trade infrastructure.
They are jealous of my
Increase
motivation.
If you will not slow down, prepare to meet the full might of the Egyptian military.
two of Egypt's fastest fighter jets scramble on the runway. But the captain kept adding power.
Faster! The people of Europe need these Chinese knockoffs of European goods.
And they got all sorts of technology to go like top speed.
Don't go faster, I beseech you.
But
Oh
everyone
my
on the
god.
crew was loving it. Yeah, go faster. But then,
Look out! Someone left a ramp in the middle of the canal.
I ain't
How
afraid.
is it even possible?
it was at this point that the captain chose to do a wicked sick jump. Lens flare. But they overshot it. They were gonna collide with a gently sloping sandy bank. They
Wait,
threw
how?
on the handbrake,
Drop anchor! Brace for impact!
but it was too late. Collision. Literally
What the
everybody died.
No
Ever
way.
given, ever taken away.
Looks like something out of an Indian movie.
What do you mean it's not long enough? Wikipedia, ChatGPT. Add the
It is
music, they
not
love
long
that.
enough, like 3 minutes of video. So because it wasn't long enough, he decided to do 1 hour and 28 minutes instead.
A reaction gift?
Oh my god.
That's a good one. No, this video is too good. Dial it back a little. Okay, let me start again. I'll do the phony voice too. Better. Okay, so here's what really happened.
Oh god.
This story begins in Malaysia. of course, you already know.
The boring
But that's this
part
one over
when
here.
everything is great.
And at a port named Tangjung Palepus is the container ship known as the Ever Given. The last of the cargo is loaded onto the ship, and the captain of the ship, Krishnan Kanthaval, is there with his crew of 20. Hello! At this point, Kanthaval probably said something like, "All right, the boat's tummy is all full of cargo. We're almost ready to get going." So Evergreen, the operating company of the ship, would have called ahead and booked passage for the ship.
Oh god.
Yes, one adult ship ticket, please. Large. How many containers? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now this guy at the operating
Oh, of
company is
course,
on the
of
line
course,
to
yes.
the Suez Canal Authority. And they are in charge of all of the operations of the Suez Canal. All right, thank you for choosing Suez Waterways. You are scheduled for March 23rd. You are 922nd in queue. All right, we've got a Supermax container coming through on March 23rd. Pulling up the stats now. The Ever Given, one of the largest container ships in the world. Over 400 meters long, 60 meters wide.
Wow.
Only 10% smaller than the world's largest aircraft carrier. Able to carry over
Wow.
20,000 of these shipping containers. Here's a guy in a sandwich for scale.
20,000.
All right, navigator, helmsman, Gene. Let's get going. We wouldn't want to hold up the other ships. With a teary goodbye, the Ever Given sets sail from Malaysia and makes course for the Netherlands. Let's go to the map. Malaysia, and you already know, but the Netherlands is over here. The route's so simple, you just go from here over to... Oh. We're
Wait.
blocked by Africa, sir. Should we just head back?
Oh my god.
Don't worry, I know a shortcut. Head into that inlet. It's called the Red Sea. Captain, it's blue. I know. In a
We
bit
all
over a
know
week,
that.
The Ever Given cruises all
It's
the way to
weird,
the Red
but we
Sea.
all know.
And on the way, someone on the crew points out Djibouti and says it aloud. Djibouti, because it's fun to say. It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain, I can tell you that much. Captain, we've got another problem on the sat-nav.
Well, what a happy
There's
family.
more land in the way. How are we supposed to get through an obstacle like this? Should I just head back?
No
Now,
way.
if this was
No way.
1868, Kanthaval would be in big trouble. But luckily,
So
in
that's the
1869,
ramp?
someone happened to dig a big channel. Right from one side of this isthmus to the other. And filled it with water, they did. Which meant that ships no longer needed to circumnavigate Africa. It's nothing personal. It's a geographic thing. Late that evening, the Ever Given arrives at the Gulf of Suez, here on the map. It's a big open area for ships to park. And there are ships everywhere, sitting idle, waiting for their turn to pass through the canal. Now the helmsman is kind of driving
Oh,
around
so
the
that
area,
how-
looking
this
for a
is how
place
much
to park
straight it
and
is?
drop anchor. But then, something captures his attention. Hey, what's that
I mean,
mysterious
how much
looking
narrow
ship
it
over
is.
there? It looks abandoned. M.V. Ahmad. M.V. Do not speak its name, helmsman. Why not? Look, there's a spot. That's a handicap. They park the ship, drop anchor, and radio in to the Suez Canal Authority. Thank you for joining the queue. Typical wait time is a few hours, up to 1 business day. Why do we have to wait? Why can't we just go straight through? Because we've got rules here at the canal. A big book of them. No running, no dive bombing, and blah, blah, blah. Somewhere way down the back of the manual it says, all vessels entering or leaving the canal must have a pilot. And in fact, a ship as large as yours needs 2. These pilots are employees of the Canal Authority who understand the perils of the route. Kind of like a consultant to the captain. And they stand around going, yes, yes, go here, turn coming up here, watch out for the geese. So just
Yeah.
stand by for a while, yep? Alright, nothing to do till this pilot arrives. Guess I'll take a little bit of me time. I'm off to my cabin, fellas. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And so just after midnight, Canterville heads back to his quarters to take a nap. Quite a cozy scene, wouldn't you say? But all is not well on the Ever Given tonight. There seems to be some trouble with the weather. 2:30 a.m.
Oh no.
Canterville wakes up.
Yes.
Outside is the loud rattle of shipping containers sparring with the wind. Loud enough to capture Canterville's attention. Raro. He dashes up to the bridge. All right, what's the status on it being really, really windy outside? The wind is up to 35 knots, but the Ever Given is fine and the anchor is keeping us held. All right, it sounds like I can head back to my quarters then. Wait, Captain. I think we need to move the ship. Yeah, those guys are getting closer and closer to us. We're surrounded by ships like the Al Nasriyah. Their anchors can't withstand the wind and they are being dragged about. We need more buffer or there's risk of a collision. Good thinking. All right, duty engineer, prep the engines. Aye. The ship kicks to life. The helmsman steers the Ever Given to get further away from the other ships. This whole thing might be cancelled. Port control. Although this waiting area is delightful, the weather outside is very frightful. Is passage through the canal still happening?
Delightful. Frightful.
Not cancelled. Hold position. Your pilot is wrapping up and will be on his way to your vessel soon. They're making us wait. Captain, if we're struggling not to hit ships in this big open area, it's going to get pretty dicey when we have to navigate through a narrow channel like the Suez. Yes. Although you should have said, spoiler warning.
Coming up next on Channel Ad Time.
Welcome back to Raising Seiryn. I'm Seiryn Man, professional traveler and eSIM
That's
user.
our
Finding
usually
tourists to
show
get
up
them
part.
huge savings on an eSIM plan. It ain't for the faint of heart. But if there's one thing I've learned in all my years, when they're traveling, they need data.
I saw that
I
thing
can't get an
becoming a
Uber.
banana.
I didn't sort out my data before I left.
Got another one. Try this. First, we download the Seiryn app on your phone. Then we choose how much data we want and where. Then we add the code Internet Historian for 15% off. And don't forget the most important part. Mwah. I just gave your phone
Yeah,
international
now
data
it's
using
all
the
set up.
Seiryn app.
Thank you, Seiryn Man. Very cool.
So download the Seiryn app or scan the QR code on the screen now and use the code Internet Historian to get 15% off at checkout.
It's so beautiful here in the hills of Switzerland. If only I could listen to podcast in the background.
Here comes Seiryn Man. Over 200 destinations, 24/7 live chat support, and no physical SIM or roaming fees, because it's just an app.
Oh God.
Could I have my phone back, please?
At Seiryn, family comes first, and data comes second. Data comes first. They're both tied for first.
Tonight on Raising Seiryn.
Anyone can get Seiryn. Dead ones. Sorry I have a boyfriend ones. All regular.
I have a presentation in 15 minutes at the UN Security Council, and I didn't download the slides. Without this presentation, I'm worried they're going to nuke North Sentinel Island again.
15 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
I'll be the guy who started the next World War without those damn slides.
10 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
History will not look kindly on me without those slides.
Here comes Seiryn. Now you have 10 gigabytes of data on your phone, cheaper than most phone providers.
I love you, Seiryn Man.
Hush, little one. I saved it.
The Seiryn app really saved me.
This truly was our darkest hour, but we prevailed. It's not an easy job, but Seiryn gets me through. Download the Seiryn app or scan the QR code on screen and use Internet Historian as the code to get 15% off at checkout. Get some damn data on your phone, why not? Ad over. Some time has passed. We're back on the bridge. There's the helmsman. Captain's gone back to his quarters. Pilots won't be here for hours. Then suddenly, an idea. The helmsman takes it upon himself to navigate a little bit of art. Tee
Oh no.
says the helmsman. As long as no one checks the nav data, this won't come back to bite me at all. A couple of hours pass. The wind dies down just a little. No ships crashed into the Ever Given, but a small one did pull up beside it. Captain, pilots are here. Welcome aboard. Oh, hey, Captain. Yes, we're running late. Where's the helm? We don't know what the pilots' names are, so we're just going to go with blue and red. Okay, I think we should move ahead at about 14 kilometers. That's right. Ahead, 14 kilometers per hour. The Ever Given joins a convoy of ships taking position at the entrance to the canal. Convoy, checking in. Ready. All right, everybody. We want to be alert. Stay focused. Yeah, Captain. I'll follow the other ships. I'll try not to get lost. Hold on, helmsman. And the audience. This is a much more perilous journey than you might know. What? A big straight line? It is 193 kilometers of narrow waterway. And I hope you've got some stamina, because it takes 12 hours to traverse. That's a full-day trip. Some parts are only 24 meters deep.
That's
very shallow. Yes, and only 200 meters wide in some parts. That's very narrow.
Wait. 200 meters, said? Like, the ship is already 6 meters. Oh, it doesn't seem good.
I've seen McDonald's drive-thrus with more clearance. And you certainly wouldn't want to have an accident, would you? Because 12% of the entire world's sea freight passes through here. If you blocked it, the consequences would be humongous. No pressure, though. Oh, I see.
No pressure.
Don't mind him.
Yeah,
He gives that
no
speech to
pressure.
everybody. Ahead, 14 kilometers per hour. Yes, pilot. 14 kilometers.
It's everything all right.
So into the canal, the Ever Given went. As they cruise, the winds swirl back onto the sea. No longer buffered by miles of open water, the sand and dust can blow about with abandon. Low visibility. Strong winds jostle the ship. Grit pelts the bow. The Ever Given steams ahead at about the pace of a fast jog. And there's no real build-up here, to be honest. Things go awry almost immediately. How are you coping with the wind? It's manageable. All right, well, the wind is definitely pushing us to the left-hand side. Yes, just try to keep it as centered as you can. Adjusting.
These winds are quite something. Do you think we should have insisted they postpone?
Well, the pilots don't seem worried, and they know this water better than anyone. The angle of the wind is particularly nasty, catching the enormous surface area of the ship and constantly nudging it off course.
Helmsman, you're still too far to the left. You got to get back to the center.
Yeah, I'm trying. Adjusting. The helmsman keeps changing the trajectory of the ship, but he cannot seem to stay in the center.
Come on, helmsman, we're still not centered.
I know, it's the wind. No matter what they do, they can't seem to get away from the left bank. The wind foils their every countermaneuver. This is not as manageable as I thought it would be. Is it going to be like this the whole way? Don't worry, this is really common. It won't be the whole trip. No, the problem is we're going too slow. Red pilot takes the initiative. If we speed up, we can push through the wind. Accelerate to 22 kilometers an hour.
I'm not good with physics, but it looks like helps.
22 kilometers per hour.
Engines engage and the ship speeds up. Captain, going this fast in heavy winds is needlessly reckless. There are protocols for this sort of thing.
All right, Gene, it's a bit windy. Relax, this must happen all the time. The red pilot was right. The increased speed helps them to fight through the wind and get away from the left-hand bank.
But yeah,
However,
but
they
you will
can't
have
seem to
less
keep the
time to
ship
react
in
with
the very
all this
center. Helmsman, you're aimed too severely to the right-hand bank
of the visibility.
We need a bit of leadership here. Don't worry, I know what to do. Turn left. Adjusting. The pilot's giving steering instructions now. Captain, is he supposed to do that? Captain, the pilot is not here to give steering orders. You should say something. The ship is now consistently snaking left and right and left and right.
Oh,
Turn to the
God.
right.
It
So
was
they
better
turn to the right,
before
But then they
then.
end up too far to the right.
You're too close to the right bank now. Turn to the left. Yes, I agree. Turn to the left. Look, This is all a bit tense, and we both know where this is going. It's gonna crash. Let's just enjoy it. Oh wow, there it is. A gently sloping sandy bank.
Red Pilot, we're just consultants. This isn't our job to steer the ship. You're micromanaging. We should only be giving general navigation advice. We're getting too close to the left bank. I can't keep it centered. We have to slow this ship down. If we slow down, the wind will push us into the bank. What do I do? Reduce the speed.
The two pilots begin bickering.
Yeah, I think it's
and not
better
just
to
bickering
reduce the
normally.
speed.
They're bickering in Arabic. Arabickering. And Canthavil's crew doesn't speak
But what
Arabic.
do I know, right?
What the hell are they saying? I don't know. Neither do I. Does anyone here speak Arabic? The Ever Given has reached its target speed of 22 kilometers an hour, but they're taking wider and wider turns and can't seem to get anywhere near the center of the lane. And the two pilots, they're still fighting.
Captain? Captain! Pilots!
Captain! The Ever Given then reaches an extreme,
Oh no, man.
unrecoverable angle, pointing acutely to the right, straight for the bank.
Welcome.
We need to turn left. Now. Hard left.
Hard to the left.
Hard to the left.
The rudder turns, but the ship doesn't turn with it. Instead, it slides. Didn't I tell you to turn
Oh
left?
no. Oh no,
Why aren't we
it's
turning?
over. It's over.
I am turning to the left, Captain. The ship's not responding. I knew this would happen. It's your fault.
The helmsman loses his ability to steer. The ship has gone out of control.
Welcome home.
Captain,
Canthaville finally steps forward. Enough! Helmsman, center the rudder. Reduce speed. Rudder center. Reduce...
but it's too late. Canthaville did not intervene in time. Shit.
Oh god.
The crew can feel the vibration through the floor as the bow meets the bank. That bow, raised 6 meters, slides into the bank with ease, like a hot pencil through pudding. Meanwhile, the rear of the ship is pulled into the opposite bank. The bridge shakes and the crew lurches forward as 300,000 tons of momentum is reduced to 0 in the span of a couple of seconds. We've run aground! We've run aground! Cut your engines! Canthaville yells out on the radio, because don't forget, these ships are running as a convoy, which means that the ships behind them have just seen what's happened, and they all have to slam on the brakes. A couple of ships back, the Asia Ruby 3 suffers an engine malfunction, and it cannot stop as quickly as it intends to, and nearly plows into the back of the Maersk Denver. They manage to stop themselves just in time and prevent running aground as well.
Pan back to the Ever Given. Let us look at it from above. It is diagonally wedged across the entire canal. An unplanned bridge connecting 2 continents. A ship collision of such magnitude, there's almost nothing to compare it to. Maybe Hindenburg? 9/11? I'll keep Googling. No, hold off on the dramatic sound effects.
There's no need to panic just yet. It's like a car tire
It is
stuck in
really
the mud.
something.
We simply reverse. Full astern. Well, that means full backwards. Propellers at the back of the ship whiz to little effect, locked in place by the sand. We didn't move.
Merely a run-up. Crash astern.
That's the most dramatic version of full astern, ramping up to full thrust as quickly as possible. Nothing. No, stop it. No sound effect just yet. We still have one more option. Start up the bow thrusters. They're the jets at the front of the ship. They give a little bit of extra oomph. Crash astern, full thrusters. No effect, sir. Now, we don't have the transcript from here, so we'll just presume that at the time, Canterville said something very quirky and millennial, like, so that just happened. But what we do know is that he and the pilots then jumped on the radio and got in contact with the Port Authority. We've got something to tell you, and you gotta promise not to get mad. Shut up. Look, listen. We're gonna need a tugboat.
That's marvelous.
We are run aground. The helmsman takes a turn at being millennial. There are other ships right behind me, aren't there? Uh-huh. And there were, as the queue of container ships piling up behind them got longer and longer.
Couldn't, like, I don't know, okay? This might look very stupid. I don't know the consequences of it. I don't know if it can cause some damage. But couldn't, like, one of these ships that are behind, like, they try to slowly get close to the other ship and gently, as gentle as possible, like push the front of the ship forwards, you know, so it can maybe make the ship turn to the center again, so they can, you know, like at the same time while the ship pushes it the front of it forwards. At the same time, the Ever Given is using the engines to go forwards as well. So when I don't know, I think that would work. Okay, I'm not sure if I explained well, because it's kind of difficult to talk about this in English, but I don't know. I maybe added some drawing or something like that about what I'm actually thinking of doing in this situation. But they could use this ship somehow to push the Ever Given forward, so the front of it, so it would go to the center again, you know, and they would be able to continue.
Make that 2 tugboats. So what happened here exactly? And who is in big trouble?
Like, I would try to demonstrate with mouse now, using the mouse.
So what happened here exactly?
Like,
and
for example, let me see. Yes, you guys are seeing my mouse, I guess, right? So, like one of those ships that are behind, they come from here, like just like right here, you know, and they gently, like they try to put some force here. They get very closer to the point of like have the front of the ship like right here, and it makes like it pushes the ship forwards. So this front of here will come like right here, and they would be able to continue. I mean, this is just like sand. It wouldn't be a problem. My problem is this will cause some damage to this ship or the other one. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I believe that probably the front of these ships are like kind of reinforced, so they would probably be able to resist, but I don't know if this part of the ship would be able to resist of something like making force to that direction, you know. I don't know, I'm just supposing.
Who is in big trouble? Explainer time! There are 3 main causes to why the ship crashed. Let's start with the wind. The captain could have very easily said, guys, the wind is far too severe. Let's postpone. But he didn't. However, the blame's not all on Canterville. The 2 pilots could have also said,
let's just follow protocol. By radioing in to HQ and saying, yes, get us 2 tugboats, please. With one on each side at the front, they would have had far more stability and control. And they wouldn't need to erratically fight about with the wind to stay in the middle of the lane.
I didn't
Second
even know
cause,
that
the
this was an
speed
option.
of the ship. Now, it was the red pilot who told the helmsman, accelerate the ship to 22 kilometers per hour.
Nah,
But when he
going
did that,
slow
they
in
were
this
already
case is
driving
always the
at the
best
speed
option.
limit for their weight class, 14 kilometers per hour. And telling the helmsman to go beyond that meant that they are technically breaking the rules. And while I agree that some rules are made to be broken, going this fast in a very large ship in a comparatively small canal causes a whole bunch of problems to do with fluid dynamics. Big problems. Huge.
5 fun physics phenomena.
Now, I don't know the physics, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. But what I will say is this. Speeding up causes something approximating oversteer. The ship becomes all slidey. I'm just going to turn a little bit to the left, but instead you go a lot to the left. I'll just turn right a little bit, but instead you turn to the right a lot. Remember how the cheerful navigator was like, come on guys, we have to get back to the center of the lane. Well, they can't, because every time they try to direct back to the center, the speed and the oversteer means they overshoot it. One more effect of going very fast.
I will sneeze. Wait for it.
Take a look at this animation side on. Water pressure effects
Oh my God.
cause the ship to tilt. At this speed, the front is raised 6 meters higher than usual, which means when they collide with the bank, combined with the high velocity, they really wedge themselves in. But we can't just blame everything on the physicists, because there's a third main cause. Poor communication. English is the official language of pretty much every port. However, the pilots start arguing with each other in Arabic, which is not just unprofessional, but excludes all of the rest of the crew from what's being discussed. And all of these competing voices make for chaos on the bridge. But the blame is not all on the co-pilots either. The captain is always in charge. He has the ultimate authority. Decisions start and end with him. So the captain should have intervened and said something like, shut up, everybody. But he doesn't. He stands there quite passively throughout. By the time he does step in, it's too late. Now that everything's been laid out, who would you say is at fault for the crash?
Yeah, I
with the
understood that
editor?
very well.
The helmsman? Blue pilot? The red pilot? Canterville? I'll tell you.
Oh my God.
Society.
Oh
that's
my
who.
God.
You and
Oh
me.
my
And
God.
I think you should apologize.
I apologize. Oh God. Have mercy on me. It's my fault. It's all my fault.
Alrighty. So we have something
It's
3.5
actually
times
our
the size
fault,
of the Titanic,
Chad.
choking the world's largest freighting canal like a greedy seagull throating a glue stick. Good start. And they didn't get very far through the canal itself. About 5% of the progress bar. But if we scroll up for a second, we can see what landmarks they missed out on. The Great Bitter Lake. Named so because the water there is very salty instead of fresh. Then up a 2-lane bit and over to Timsah Lake. Named so because Timsah is the Arabic word for crocodile, because there used to be crocodiles in there. Otherwise, it's pretty much zip right through to the Mediterranean. That would have been very nice for them. Now we go back a bit to Timsah Lake, and here you'll find the city of Ismailia. And at its port, see this building? This is the Suez Canal Authority. Inside, Captain El Said, head of navigational control, is just settling in for the day. As he sits down to his desk, Captain, you're gonna want to see this. The video feed pulls up. What? Line 1. We're stuck. We'd like to request a tugboat. Stuck? Stuck where? You know that single lane area pretty close to the entrance? There.
Now, had this happened in one of the 2-lane sections, they could have kept the traffic flowing. But alas. What? So you're blocking all the traffic? Mr. El Sayed, we already promised we wouldn't get mad. Fine. I gotta see how bad it is in person. El Sayed snatches his keys off his desk, and he races down to his car, rushing to the scene. He gets out and casts his eyes upon the ship. My God. Towering over him is a structure the width and breadth of the world's largest Walmart, except it is also 15 stories tall. The bow, raised 6 meters higher than normal, is jammed into one side, like an unwitting finger in a Chinese finger trap that somebody filled with Gorilla Glue in its prom tomorrow. The ass of the ship firmly squatting aground on the other side. And the middle of the ship making bended metal groans as it's barely suspended by only a few meters of water. El Sayed lets the sand run through his fingers. At this point, another important person arrives on the scene. Admiral Raby. He is the Suez Canal Authority chairman, the big boss of the whole canal. Here's the rough structure of the organization.
Whoa, the dryer literally
all the way
looks
up
like
here,
him.
right?
Oh no.
So high up that he reports directly to the Pharaoh of Egypt himself. Yep, that's one blocked canal. No, Mr. President, he didn't say blocked. Shut up. He said that canal rocked. He's giving it a 5-star review. Come on, follow me to the bridge. Now, Al Sayed and Raby board the ship, and it's a hell of a scene. The crew is racing around. Oh God, they're gonna check the nav data. They're gonna see the dick pic. Oh God. Canthaville's standing back taking a panicked phone call with the operating company. Okay, so 2 pilots walk into a ship, and the first one says, and the 2 pilots from before are still bickering. All right, you 2 are dismissed. Canthaville. Oh God, this is the end of my career. This is gonna cost $1 billion. Al Sayed puts his hand on Canthaville's shoulder. Do not worry, my friend. We shall solve this. Come on, Captain. What's the status? Well, the ship isn't floating. Yeah. No, what I mean is the situation is worse than you think. It's the way we're pitched up on the shore. The weight distribution is all wrong. We're like a raised bridge, but we don't have any of the support underneath. The middle of the ship could bend under its own weight and tear. So it could sink? Yeah.
Oh my God.
That would shut down the whole canal for months.
Well, it couldn't really sink because, I mean, there are just a few meters from the bottom of it. I mean, yeah, it could sink a little, but it's not like everything it would be lost, I guess. I don't know.
Taking on water? No, I've had the engineers check the hull. We can't see water making ingress anywhere. Yet. The best way to get free and the best way to prevent the ship from potentially sinking is to lighten the load. We need to get rid of at least, I don't know, like 20,000 tons. How quickly do you think your crew can offload containers? No. Look how high those boxes are stacked. To offload these containers is going to require specialist equipment. The kind you'd only find at a dedicated port. We're not going to be able to offload these containers out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, well, it's the easiest, most brute force solution you can think of. The ballast tanks. Go on. We've got nearly 10,000 tons of ballast water on board. We can dump that right now and relieve some pressure. Excellent idea. I'll get started. No, you can't do that. Well, why not? Allow me to explain. You see, when a ship fills its ballast tanks, it's filling with more than just water. It's a big, dilute, salty soup of algae, plant material, and even sometimes small fish. Pick that up in Malaysia, and then just dump that at the next port, you're introducing these stowaway pest species into the environment. Some examples of these invasive species include the Northern Pacific Sea star, the European green crab, that son of a bitch, and cholera.
That son of a bitch.
So you have to treat the water before you discharge it, usually through heat or chemicals. And the key there is that it also requires time and access to one of these treatment machines. And we're not at a port, it's going to take much longer than usual. But let me get onto the line with the guys at Ismailia. We probably have a portable water treatment machine somewhere. Al Said turns and looks out the window. Coming down the canal are 2 tugboats, the ones that they ordered earlier. Look, we might not even be that deeply wedged in. These 2 tugboats might be all we need. Yes, tugboats. This is the Mosaid 2 and the Mosaid 3. These 2 little guys are able to pull around this massive cargo ship, comparable in size to the Ever Given. On go the ties. Line secure, all fast. Engine ready. Ready to pull. Canthaville looks nervously at El Said. Commence pull. Slow ahead. The polyethylene ropes whine as they're pulled taut from the water. The tugboats lightly draw against the ship, testing for resistance. All right, a little more. 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 Full power. Nothing. Not an inch of difference. All right, stop engines. Be on standby. This isn't going to work. With just 2 tugboats, we do not have the pull for a ship this massive, this deeply grounded. It's also low tide. That's not helping. Wind's high tide. Early afternoon, in a couple of hours. All right, that buys us some time. How soon do you think you can get a dredger out here? Let me find out for you. Please hold. The dredgers can remove the sand below the waterline that's all built up around the ship. Hi again. They say it'll take a day, maybe 2. All right, tell them to hurry. A day or 2? I'd better update my boss. Let him know it's not gonna be a quick fix. I should call my wife as well. All right, don't go too far. I need you for something in a minute. Hey, what about excavators? Oh yeah, how many we got? Right now? No, for my birthday. Yeah, now. 1.
Oh
One
my
guy.
god.
There's only 1 excavator on standby for the whole canal. What?
Wait, it can actually be a girl, okay? It can actually maybe a LGBTQ plus la la la.
It's just post-COVID. Everyone's been excavating from home. Patch me through. There really was just 1 guy, by the way. It's local contractor Abdullah. So he picks up the phone. Mushy mushy. There's been a big accident at the canal, Abdullah. There's sand and dirt everywhere. I need your help. Just send me the deets, Choom. Abdullah jumps in his truck and heads to the scene. And when he pulls up, Gott in Himmel, he sees the massive Ever Given wedged into the canal. Abdullah locks himself into his excavator and gets to work on the most important task he's ever done digged. Back on the bridge. Yeah,
wow,
I'm not sure.
real
Hopefully home soon.
images.
Okay. Yep, no, love you too. Okay, bye. Whew, the boss was not happy. Hey, before you said you needed me for something. I did. Who's this? Breathe into this tube. Also, you have to do a drug test. After the crash, they tested Canthaville for drugs and alcohol. Both came up negative. There's also a procedure to make sure that captains aren't fatigued. They look at the rest schedule and they find, no, Canthaville took that nap. Remember? He's had plenty of rest time. So he passed the fatigue assessment. And while Canthaville was at the nurse's office, high tide came and went.
But wait,
Tugs
did
were
they
tried
test the
again.
others as well?
And again. Tried a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It didn't work. All day trying, all evening, and into the early morning. But that stubborn ship was going nowhere. Of course.
What's gonna happen now?
Day 2. There's quite a queue of ships by this point, and they're all honking their horns impatiently.
Hey, move your ass. I got frozens in the back. Go around! Go around!
No one knows quite what's happening because the Suez Canal Authority has not made a formal statement. But their hand is about to be forced when an impatient sailor behind the Ever Given takes a photograph and publishes it online. And this starts a bit of a buzz on social media. It was at this very moment that the helmsman's most feared fear was most realized. Someone pulled up the navigational data.
Colonel?
Within 24 hours, it was all over the
Oh
news.
my god.
So over at the Suez offices, Mr. Rebbe, you have 300 voicemails. Telemarketers? Important clients and journalists. They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, aren't they? They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, yes. And the Suez Canal Authority could keep it a secret no longer. They held a press conference. Okay. This is crazy. Let's say, hypothetically, they didn't give many details, but it was a very inspirational press conference. The news begins reporting on the story.
It's blocked. Cargo ship blocking the Suez Canal is a huge container ship.
There's just the most incredible drama playing out in the Suez Canal.
A massive container ship longer than the Eiffel Tower.
It's one of the world's most important shipping lanes.
And breaking news from the Nana Star News Channel. I'm Nana. Mega ship's big ass is stuck in the Suez Canal.
Right. Point is, this story exploded
That's a way of
everywhere.
saying.
There was a lot of sympathy to go around.
I appear to have blocked global trade.
And the internet, upon seeing it, went, these guys need some help. We would love to volunteer.
That's not a picture of a naked woman. I need to help them.
Oh my god.
They knew best about what to do to get this ship unstuck. All right, it's time for the I reckon you could pretty much just do this and it'd work section. By far the most popular solution was simply blow it up. No ship, no problem.
Yes, that works. I bet that works.
But why wouldn't this work? Well, first you're blowing up $1 billion worth of cargo. And this thing is about 3 times the size of Mount Rushmore. So there's quite a lot of debris to sweep up, actually. And you still haven't solved the problem of moving the thing out of the fucking canal. Next idea. What if we attach 1,000 helicopters and simply fly the thing out? You could even take it all the way to its destination
Yeah, it is
in the
impossible.
Netherlands. Well, the problem is this thing weighs about 300,000 tons. So even if you had a really powerful helicopter, you're going to need like 25,000 of them. And you can't put them all together in one area or they'll all crash. It ain't gonna work.
En route to help. Hey, maybe pull up a bit.
Next. Alright, more seriously, why don't we take a whole bunch of old jet engines, weld them to the sides of the ship, turn them all on at once, and whee, the day is saved.
Yeah,
However,
it doesn't look safe.
There is a risk of an explosion. And then you'd have a hole in the ship. And then the ship sinks, and then you're really never moving it. Hear me out. Liquid nitrogen. A lot of liquid nitrogen right under the boat. The water freezes, expands, the ship lifts up, Bob's your uncle, you love it. Except now, the ship is just stuck in ice. And then it melts, and then you're back to the exact same position. Also, you need like $1 billion worth of nitrogen. There's no way to get that much material, let alone handle the scale of that material. Also, everyone's going to freeze to death on board, and the ballast will expand in the tanks, and that'll destroy the ship. It's not going to work. All right. Last idea. Best idea. What if we just actively made things worse? Such as this petition to add a second boat to the canal.
Yeah, that helps.
Jokes aside,
that helps,
one
of course.
humble comment did stand out from the crowd.
Get a few people on this side, a few people on that side, push it, and I really think it would go.
Well, maybe. Because that's exactly what the recovery team intended to do. Ahoy! Ah, good to see you back from the nurse. I told them I didn't do any drugs, but they wouldn't take my word for it. I would have believed you. Hey, just give me the walkie-talkie. All right, full ahead with the excavators. 3 more excavators join Abdullah, and they are all busily digging out the front and rear of the ship. It's still going too slow. What else we got? More rescue stuff. So here comes Rabbi pulling up to the scene. Good news, fellas. And he's standing atop a very powerful bit of kit. A big, beautiful dredger. To be specific, a cutter suction dredge. Essentially, you've got a big rotating cutting tool that loosens up all the soil, while a big suction pipe sends it yonder. All right, do the dredgy. Full speed. What else we got? We got more tugboats incoming. More and more tugboats join the fray. A total of 8, arranged around the ship like this. Notably, the Baraka 1 and the Izzat Adel. These are 2 of the most powerful tugboats in the Middle East, and that includes the non-deserty parts. Full ahead with those. They keep trying. A cacophony of engines playing the highest stakes game of tug-of-war ever attempted. Tens of millions of dollars being lost every hour until it was won. And their opponent? Unbothered, moisturized, taking up the whole lane. Unbudgeable. All right, we're calling it for now. Oh, El Sayed, we've thrown everything we can at this ship, and it won't concede an inch. It's hopeless, hopeless. The cynicism of youth. I've worked for many years on the Suez. There's magic in the water, Canterville. Magic. We will succeed. Your words are empty, El Sayed. Optimism has blinded you, El Sayed. We cannot defeat the canal. It is simply too powerful. If I were the guys at Case and Kaisha, I'd just forget about the Ever Given and buy a new ship. Well, we can't afford a new ship. The owners of the Ever Given, Shoei Kaisen Kaisha Limited, are getting very worried. I need that ship back, and I can't just leave it to the Suez Canal Authority to do it. There's only one team daring and foolhardy enough to take on a job like this. Kaisen calls up an elite salvaging company from the Netherlands. Smit Salvage. We need your help. I got your number from you know who. Smit is the industry's best. They have response centers all over the globe, 24/7, ready to respond to marine emergencies. And funnily enough, they're the same team that helped with the rescue of the Costa Concordia back in 2012. Suit up, boys.
Nostalgic.
They put the ocean in Ocean's 11, the tide in Tide Pod. And sometimes they pee in the water. Why not? The fish do it. We're en route to the canal. ETA in the next 24 hours.
Yes, action.
Next time on Boat in Canal. The prophecy. It's coming true. Kiss me, you fool. I'm beginning to think you don't want to get the boat free. Well, is it the Yanny wire or the Laurel wire?
Laurel.
I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up. Ha ha ha. There's only one way this was ever gonna go.
No!
It's now day 3.
It's
There's more digging,
right
more
now.
tugging. But the ship is still exactly where they left it. And the slow pace of progress is starting to cause problems for international trade. Each delayed ship represents thousands of tons of undelivered stock for store shelves. And that queue is getting longer and longer. On board, an estimated $9.6 billion worth of goods is sitting idle.
Oh my god.
It will spoil! And the big question is, how long until this thing is fixed? To answer this burning question, the Suez Canal Authority holds another press conference and declares, guys, another day, maybe 2, might even be this afternoon. But the media and industry experts disagree.
The truth of the matter is that they're not making much ground. I mean, this is proving to be more difficult than originally expected.
Could be closed for weeks.
It could take weeks.
Could be stuck for weeks.
Weeks. That's how long it could take to free the container ship currently blocking the Suez Canal.
So that
Why
means
I
all
have
of
the
these ship
impression that
operators here
it
waiting in the
will
queue
not take
have a
weeks.
very difficult choice to make. So basically, I've just got two options. One, I can wait around hoping the ship gets unstuck, which nobody knows how long that's going to be. Or option two, we go all the way around Africa. And I really don't want to do that, and it's not just a geographic thing. Freighters don't want to go around Africa because it will cost them far more in terms of fuel. It adds 10 extra days to the route. And most importantly...
What the fuck?
Pirates.
Pirates, assassins, and gay pirate assassins.
Now, there be two main pirate hangouts. The Somali pirates, everyone knows about them. But the more prolific group is actually in the Gulf of Guinea. Named so because it holds the Guinness World Record for most pirates. In fact, in 2020, 96% of all maritime kidnappings happened in the Gulf of Guinea. That doesn't sound very good to me, Mr. Kaisha.
And I just want you to know that you've made an enemy. And when I... Is your boat running?
Oh, God.
Because you better
This
fucking
video
move
is
it.
so fucking good,
You can't
man.
park there. All right, hear me out. I'm thinking a bunch of helicopters, right?
Hear me out,
And
hear me out,
There
yeah.
are a lot of people now who are angry with the owners of the Ever Given. There's only one thing I can do. Bing, 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 bong. Breaking news. Pause for a second. Shoei Kaisen Kaisha is big sorry. The owners of the Ever Given feel such enormous pressure that they go live on television to make a public apology.
Oh, this is not good.
We are determined
This
to
is
keep
not
on
good.
working hard to resolve the situation as soon as possible. Please do not be mad. In a few years, we'll all have a big laugh about it. Yours sincerely, Mr. Kaisha. Oh God, that's the boss of my boss's
Yes, I'm
boss.
having a big laugh
I'm
right
in so
now.
much trouble. Can't do anything about it. All we can do is keep trying to free the ship. So they keep going. And going. Into the night. And on that night, Canterville and El Said had a heart-to-heart. The mood was very somber. Still feeling optimistic, El Said? Of course. Well, it's day 3. How much progress have you seen so far? They're gonna blow us up, aren't they? It's possible. They're gonna freeze us, aren't they? That seems
my
less
God.
likely. They might
No,
just
we are
attach a
just
whole
left
bunch of
the
jet
fuck-
engines and we're gonna
Bull-
get fucked up.
And-
That one got debunked.
And it
Sorry,
blew up and freeze
I
up
don't mean
alone.
to take it out on you. It's just, all these guys, they rely on me. The navigator, the helmsman, Gene, and the other ones we never animated.
Yes, Gene.
But I'm thinking maybe I should just get on a lifeboat right now and never look back. I could go live on an island somewhere, far, far away from here. Run away? Look at this. Timu neck massager for Sally. I bet she's checking her mailbox every morning. Bulk $6 fingerless gloves for Mr. Poe Box. You want to disappoint him? No. Little Jimmy won't be getting his 20-pack of kitchen tongs this Christmas. And you think that doesn't kill me inside? But we've exhausted every option. There's nothing on Earth that could free this ship. Well, that's where you're right. Look up there, Lil Canthy. El Said points up into the night sky. Los Lunos. Yes, the moon. The son of the night.
Oh, God.
To the ancient Egyptians, it was a sign of hope.
No.
And in a few
It's a
more
jump scare.
nights' time, a prophecy will be fulfilled. The supermoon. I have to show you a kind of boring diagram. I'm so sorry. You see, the moon doesn't just orbit the Earth in a perfectly equidistant circle. It is,
So
in fact,
it will influence
an
the
ellipse.
river, the canal,
That means there is
or
a point
something
when the moon is
like
the
that,
furthest
and
from the
make
Earth,
it easier.
and we call that the apogee. And there's also a point where it's closest to the Earth. That's the perigee. You know when you look into the night sky and the moon seems bigger or smaller than usual? Different distances, innit? Point is, the moon gravities all over the water. And the closer it is, the more it's going to pull. Now, there's another effect as well. If you believe the mainstream media, the Earth is going around the Sun like this. And once in a while, it will also align with the Sun being on the exact opposite side.
Who believe in the mainstream
Bam.
media?
At this point, when everything lines up like so, both the Sun and the Moon are at max strength pulling on the sea. And they call that the
Wow.
supermoon.
Wow.
And the tidal effects of both combine for an even greater pull. High tide can be even higher than usual, sometimes by up to 1.5 feet. Now, these sorts of moons only happen 3 or 4 times a year. But in 4 days,
Wow,
Big
what
K,
a look.
we're going to get one. Previously on Boat in Canal. Don't let go! Ha ha ha, my plans have all fallen into place. I thought I knew what being a captain
It
meant.
wasn't even planned.
What do you mean cut the black and blue wire? There's only white and gold. We've got one chance left. The moon. This is just like that Costa Concordia video he did, but way less funny. Over
Nah,
at the
it's
Ever
very
Given,
much
things
fun.
are status quo.
But I think
But
Concordia was
online,
more
there's a bit of a new development. A screenshot of a news article appears. Cargo ship crashes into Suez Canal. Captain involved in incident. But there's a twist. Uh-oh. Is that a woman? A woman. Egypt's first female sea captain, Marwa El-Saleh, was being named in this headline as responsible for crashing the Ever Given. And the screenshot of this news headline spread all across social media. For Marwa to have screwed up this badly is impressive. Especially considering she's never worked on the Ever Given and is currently hundreds of miles away in Alexandria. But someone online went, first female captain? Grody? Suez blockage? She must have did it. Marwa found out about the accusations through a friend and quickly hopped online. I gotta clear my name. Guys, it isn't me! But the online bad guys must have hacked her account, because everything she wrote just came out in squiggles. So Marwa tried to hack back. This code, it's nothing I've ever seen before. They're countering my hack. I'm gonna reroute the hosting. Not if I can help it. They ran through the firewall. Use IP4. It's better. Now, while we can all agree
Looks like
that a
when
lady
Yu-Gi-Oh!
captain
Mads.
is very gross and icky, and while we all agree that she should be doing a lady job, like adding rosemary oil to the ballast water, or knitting hand warmers for the steering wheel, it was not fair that she was being falsely accused. And the situation was escalating as the online bad guys started making fake accounts pretending to be her.
Why all
What
of
was
this?
Marwa,
Oh my
etc.
God,
to
why?
do against such a coordinated campaign? Well, luckily, a surprise hero to the story. The mainstream media showed up and did a thing.
Don't worry.
Bringing her onto the telly and clearing everything up. Marwa even found some positive in the situation.
I was really upset at the beginning, but later on I found like the support from all people around me, and that made me feel like more grateful for what happened.
A lot of the social media posts got taken
Hell?
down.
Come again?
And in the end, it all turned out okay. At least, for her. Back to the Ever Given. The Ever Given has been grounded for 4 long Egyptian days. So tug, tug, tug. Dig, dig, dig. Pull, pull, pull. Fuel is getting low. Everyone is overdue for a break. All right, guys. Grab a Red Bull and a little snacky. We'll pick up again soon. But as the engines wind down, the crew can hear something approaching. Who the hell is that? It's Smith Salvage. The Smith team
They
boldly
finally
actions
arrived.
onto the scene. looking at the ship very inspectively. They report their findings to the rescue team. Alright, I ain't no boat expert, but if you want a chance of moving this ship, you're going to need to make it a lot lighter. By tens of thousands of tons at least. Is it going to bend and tear?
What
and
was said in the beginning.
No, it doesn't look like it's going to do that. But it also doesn't look like it's going anywhere with all of this weight on the back. Okay, we trust you. What's your plan to make the ship lighter? I know a guy. He's got a crane. I'll get it down here. We'll offload all the containers. It'll be brilliant. You're gonna love it. The container thing again? Yeah, how long is that gonna take? Well, to get them down here and to get all the equipment assembled, we're gonna need at least a few weeks. Weeks? Yeah, and to get all the containers off the ship, that might take several months.
Months? No, Mr. President, he didn't say months. He said, monks. Those Shaolin guys, they're very strong. Everything's going according to plan.
A furious rabbi marches in.
Do you have any idea how much these last few days have cost Egypt already? We've had to sell parts of the Sphinx. Look, the nose is gone. It's looking all messed up. We turned the whole country into an e-commerce site. It used to just be called Gypt. Now it's online. Egypt. Remember Tutankhamun? Now it's Tutankhamun. Get it? It's a pun. Get it?
Let's move on, says the Smith guy standing in for the audience. Look, this is by far the best option. Yeah, it's slow and laborious, but it's a guaranteed fix. Or you can carry on doing what you're doing now.
Too slow.
You're on what, day 4? How's progress so far? Al Sayed wouldn't hear it.
We will continue with the dredging and the tugging. The supermoon will be here soon, and that will save us. You are foolish, Al Sayed. The legend of the supermoon is just a legend.
All right, we're on the same team here. If you insist on keeping the cargo aboard and just tugging, we've got resources to help.
Smith calls in 2 additional tugboats.
And not just big ones. Pretty much the biggest ones you can get. So Smith and the recovery team have figured out a sort of Plan A and Plan B. Plan A is to pull the Ever Given free by the supermoon, which is only 2 days away. Now, if that doesn't work, they'll have to go to Plan B, which is to offload by crane most of these containers, and that will take months. Watching on impatiently, tapping their feet and looking at their watches very aggressively, is now a queue of 400 vessels waiting to use the canal. Fresh fruit, thousands of tons, losing its freshness. Medicine, losing its potency.
After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. You take the red.
Not to mention livestock.
More than a dozen ships have live animals on board.
Mostly sheep and cattle, lightly sizzling under an Egyptian sun. The Egyptian government has had to dispatch vets to board these ships to tend to the animals' welfare. A few days ago, when I was a younger man, freight from Asia only cost $8,000 a container. Now it's $12,000. And the impact is being felt by a lot of larger companies. Renault, for example, ran out of some critical components and had to halt assembly at a couple of its plants. Adidas, Nike, IKEA, all saw shortages.
Some of our clients are out of their top-selling SKUs already.
And as tankers queue, oil prices are rising.
Let my people go! Through the little waterway, please. And meanwhile, all across the day, the tugs are trying again and again. Move a little more sand, wait for the next high tide, try again. And as this marches on with the same futility as day 1, banking on the supermoon looks like a costlier and costlier gamble. All right, enough of this. Said about 100 ships opting instead to go the long route around Africa, accepting the longer traffic time and piratey risk. The supermoon. It's tonight. There's a renewed energy as people scuttle around the area, doing everything they can to prep the ship for the big event. The excavator crew, over the course of the week, has expanded to a team of 11, working double, sometimes triple shifts with only 3 hours a day for sleep. Together with the 2 dredgers, they have moved 30,000 cubic meters of sand and soil. For comparison, this is 1 cubic meter, and this is 30,000 cubic meters. And here is what it looks like next to the Ever Given. That's a lot of sand. Subway sandwich for scale. And it's borne some results. Overnight, they managed to free the rudder from the left bank. And that's a big deal, because this rudder was acting as a bit of an anchor in the sand. Now free, the stern bobs around with the motion of the water. Great stuff. Meanwhile, the crew is doing everything it can to lighten the weight of the ship. That includes making a second plea for the ballast water to be ejected. Oh please, the Smith guy's already tinkled in there.
We just can't do it. It would destroy the ecosystem of Egypt. Please, 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 please.
All right. Biodiversity. Let 1,000 algae bloom. Nice work. That'll make the ship 9,000 tons lighter, Kenthy.
The water's so bright, I can barely see it coming out of the ship. Here, take these. No. I don't deserve them. Sunglasses are for people who redeem themselves. That's not me. Hold on to them, just in case.
Just in
Into
case.
the evening, the pace keeps up. We see Abdullah excavating away. But really, he's thinking about the moon. Rabbi, he's busy taking video calls.
Everyone
But he
is thinking
finds
about the
himself
moon.
distracted with thoughts of the moon. Even Mr.
The
Kaisha.
moon is today.
Is there anything in this world that doesn't remind me of her?
Oh my God.
More breaking news from the Suez Canal problem. Ever Giver is stuck in the Suez Canal still. It's been almost a week. A tugboat should be able to move Ever Giver's big ass. This is Nana Star, Nana Star's news channel.
Very interesting. Thank you.
The full
I'm being
moon
ironic,
shone
by the
brightly
way.
that night, kissing the nape of the canal's neck with its gravity lips. Full tongue. The canal liked it.
Look at it. It's song.
And spoiling the romance of the moment is a big fleet of tugboats, watching on voyeuristically. They are 17 in total, with just a bit over 1,600 tons of bollard pull. And here's how they're arranged around the Ever Given. Of the 4 most powerful tugs, 2 go at the front and 2 go at the back. They'll be pulling. Another 6 tugs are put on the flanks. 2 over here, 4 over here. They'll be pushing. The remaining tugs are fueled and ready on the sidelines, waiting for their chance to sub in. Positioned like this, when the word is given, all these ships are going to try and turn the Ever Given anti-clockwise. Looks great, guys! Do you think that this is gonna...
I believe in the supermoon.
This had better work. The guy with the ruler down
We
by the
believe in
shoreline
the
yells out,
supermoon. Let's go.
"The tide has hit its peak!" El Sayed commands over the radio. Start main engines. Tension on. Full ahead.
Pray to the
The
moon.
tugs start moving. They carve through the water with ease. The immense power from the
Yes,
tugs.
like they are finally doing what I said. You see, that's what I meant. Like for some ships, like gently get closer. Like let me get back and show you guys. Wait a second.
Meet the carve through the water.
You see this? This is what I was talking about. But like not the small ones, like some of these that are waiting along the canal, like for one of them, one biggest, like one of those, like just getting here and push forwards, you know, like just these smaller ones are doing, like that alone should be enough, since they are as big as this one and have a lot of strength to push, right? I mean, at least is what I believe. But yeah, this is probably gonna work, because if this thing right here is possible, this is gonna work.
With ease. The immense power from the tugs meet the resistance
They even
of
have
the
more
Evergiver.
than what they need now.
It was at this point that the narrator said something really poetic. Stuff about the night. About how the ships were like dancers on the water.
For juxtaposition, we cut away to that crab again.
Which everybody hated. It's like a metaphor if you think about it.
The tugs are sliding to the left. They're sliding to the right. It's not working! Diesel fumes fill the air as the tugs keep increasing their power. The water violently foams behind the tugs.
No,
Everyone is
you're
staring at the
exaggerating.
back
It
of
has
that
to
ship.
work.
Come on. Move.
After all of it, of course it has
This
to
goes on for minutes. More minutes. Even more minutes. An hour. 2. 4 hours. By 4:30 a.m., the moon's power is starting to wane, and there is very little progress.
Don't give up. The tide only goes down so that we can rise once again.
Your moon gambit has cost Egypt dearly, El Said. Guards, prepare the sarcophagus with the beetles, like in the... What the hell is that?
Under the water, all of this tugging has loosened the sand, the soil, the rock. Could it be? The sound of metal tensing and flexing. The ship is beginning to move. It is coming free from the bank.
The supermoon gives one last howl.
Oh
It
my
worked.
god.
They pulled the ship from the bank.
Yes,
At the back,
yes.
at least. Now, the bow is still wedged in there pretty good, but this is progress.
We're halfway to freedom. Keep going.
So they did, all morning. "7:30 a.m.
It's
The
like an
sun is
intense
rising.
fight right there.
The tugs have been pulling all night, but the most difficult task, freeing the bow of the ship, remains beyond them.
Oh,
Well, I guess
really? No,
even
no
the
way.
moon has its limits.
I don't want to hear it, El Said. It wasn't enough. That bow is still stuck. No, Mr. President. They're not saying that the bow is still stuck. They're saying, take a bow. And then something else that rhymes with stuck. I gotta go.
They were loading up the missiles for Plan B, as the guys on social media
No,
suggested.
no.
I lied about the crane
It's
thing.
too
This was always
soon.
the plan, says the Smith guys. You know what, Canterville? I agree. They should just blow us up.
What?
My career is over now, too. You're the guy who blocked the canal, and I'm the guy who couldn't get it cleared. We've brought instability to the Middle East.
Shame on you and all
Enough,
of your
Canterville.
ancestors.
I raised your hopes with moon-based promises. But look at the tide. It's low. Low tide. And yet, I am lower still. Canterville looks pensively out the window. And it was at that moment that he had his character arc. He realized that he was the captain, and the captain is always
Yes, the
in
main
charge.
character arc.
Shut up, El Said. We shall continue, regardless of the tide. Is that not the Egyptian way? Don't you remember
Yes,
the
be
story,
captain
El
that you
Said?
should have been.
That every young Egyptian kid is told about the human pyramid?
No.
Where there's one guy at the bottom who gives up and we all fall down? Heck, it ain't a triangle if you don't try. We need to be strong, together, like a pyramid.
Stronger
what
together.
Would have wanted. You're right, damn it. Thank you, Canterville. That's the most inspirational speech I've ever heard in my life. I'll never lose
That's
my
the
faith
most
again.
bullshit I ever
And
heard
even
in my
though you're
life.
kind of the worst captain I've ever seen, you're still the best friend.
So they pressed on all morning.
Enthusiastically and vigorously tugging away, beating off the fatigue, but to no progress.
I'm beating off the fatigue.
Okay, everyone, take a break. Copy. We'll have lunch and pick up again in a couple of hours.
Then suddenly, one of the Smith guys comes busting into the room. I've got an idea.
Everybody turns and looks at the Smith guy. All right, well, sorry about the boring diagram, but
Take a look at this. Remember how we emptied the ballast tanks before?
Yeah, of course. Well, now that the ship is half floating, what if we refilled the ones at the back? On this part of the diagram, where the ship is almost floating. That way it will
nice
sink
idea.
lower here and allow the bow to sit up even higher on the bank.
Canterville gives El Said a knowing nod. I got this. I know a guy who owes me a favor.
Please, 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 please.
Yes, I knew
later,
that.
The
I
ballast
knew
tanks
that.
were filled. And it worked. The bow lifted ever so slightly. It's working, it's working. And it gets better. It's now 2 p.m., and that means high tide.
guys, I've got another technical issue. All right, what is it? It's easier if I show you with a drone. Hold on, let me try again.
Hello.
All right, you can see the ship is lodged at the front. The guys are pulling, but it ain't budging.
Hey, Subway.
However, a lot of force is building up here. And what if it were to break free? The sudden release could propel the ship straight across the water with a hell of a lot of momentum. It could span the entire canal and land on the opposite bank, only to run aground again. Worse still, it could pin these small tugs in its wake. Dangerous. To solve this problem, they did a bit of a safety briefing, and they got some rope. 4 ropes, actually, tying the bow of the ship to somewhere on the land. The lines look great, guys. With the contingency in place, the tugs start up again. And about an hour later, at 3:05 p.m., movement.
The bow began to shift.
Okay, that's definitely moving. This is it. It's working. The ship made a big noise as it accelerated from the bank. And at first, excitement and relief.
The bow was coming free. But uh-oh.
Remember that concern about the overswing? Well, it's happening. Okay, the only source we found for this part of the story was Bloomberg, but they said that it happened and we wanted to build it. So this recreation is how we imagine it went. The 4 support ropes take strain. Then, snap, one of them breaks. Do you think it's gonna hold?
Oh, God.
I think it's gonna hold.
Like...
Move those tugs out of the way.
Is what I imagined.
Snap. Another rope breaks.
Captain El Said.
Isn't
gonna
it
hold.
enough already?
Get your tug out
Come
of the way,
on.
but it's gonna hold.
Snap. A third rope breaks.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way! A single strand
Is the only thing holding this ship from swinging all the way to the other bank and being stuck.
Forever. Without even realizing, Canterville grabs El Said's hand and squeezes it tight. It's gonna hold. You're a madman, Canterville. Mad.
It's
mad
not gonna
passionate
hold.
about this canal.
Clearly,
and I
clearly
ain't
not.
afraid of nothing. He said very cold-backedly.
We just won't
The
hope
engines
now,
shut
no.
off.
They
All
lost
that can
3
be
already.
heard is the squeak of tightening rope and the scream of torsioning metal.
Sacre bleu,
said Abdullah.
But it is slowing
It should
down.
have been bigger.
It comes to a halt.
No.
The final
Yes.
rope held.
They really did it.
And the Ever Given rested easy in the
Victory.
middle of the canal.
Al Said turns to Canterville.
Power up the engines. Let's get your ship moving again. I'm on it, says Canterville.
All of the tugboats start honking their horns in celebration. Cheers can be heard from the main dredger, the Mashour. In fact, they filmed this celebratory video. You heard them right, Mr. President. We did it. We did it. It's free. I told you. All in a day's work.
In deep motion.
The president takes his finger off the nuke button.
He was
Back it up, boys.
And everything. Of course, that slasher, but it's so fucking fun.
I can't believe it. All that digging really must have made a difference. I just...
Oh. Good. Everybody hated that crab. We did it, Gene. We did it. Gene?
Poor crab.
Captain, who are you talking to? Gene! Captain, there's no Gene on board. Wait a minute.
Who is Gene?
No, it's impossible.
No.
Gene, wait. Thank you. I'll always remember you, Canthaville.
And so the canal was clear once again, and chop chop! You still got work to do. By 8 p.m, the workday had not finished for the Suez Canal Authority. There's still a backlog of 400 ships waiting to go through the canal. So Rabbi stands in front of microphones and says, "The canal will be operating around the clock until the queue is cleared." And within a few days, it returned to normal. It was a big accomplishment. Many industry experts thought it would take several months to free the Ever Given, but the crisis was resolved within a mere week. Prepare the sarcophagus for the doubters. Even Egypt's president came out and said, "Good job, everybody. You know what? Pizza lunch." And the Suez Canal Authority held a ceremony in honor
Free
of the
pizza
workers
is always
who helped
good.
to free the ship. And they also made this monument, which you can see on Google Maps.
Any pizza is good, but free pizza is just tastier.
But the story
How
doesn't end
dishes
here.
apply.
A quick note on the helmsman's penis. Now you, me, and everyone in the press saw that VDR data.
Fragwürdigen Penismanöver genutzt.
But despite how realistic and to scale it was not deliberate. Yes, sheer coincidence. If you watch the VDR data, he really is just dodging the ships, and that's the shape that the path took.
So we didn't get in any trouble.
The end. Oh, all right, I suppose one more smaller detail. Now that the Ever Given is free, what's going to happen to it? And what's going to happen to the crew? Well, the Ever Given was tugged over to Great
To
Bitter
be
Lake, where they
continued.
determined that the ship was seaworthy and not in any urgent need of repair. But it's also going to be impounded. Oh no. Hey, there's, police boats outside. Why? What did you do? This ship and its crew is now subject to the indefinite detention by the authority of the Egyptian government. Until you pay us, the Ever Given may not leave, says the Suez Canal Authority.
But what the fuck,
Yes, we will be
What
holding
about
on
all the
to
cargo?
the Ever Given. It's our view that there was no wrongdoing on the part of the Suez Canal Authority, or its two pilots, and it was all the crew of the Ever Given, so their ship will be held until the parent company agrees to rightfully pay us for all of the costs incurred. Ruh-roh. Now here's where things get very complicated, and there is a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo. But the crux is this. The Suez Canal Authority says, "Dear Ever Given owners, you owe us $900 million. And Shoei
What the
Kissen Kaisha
fuck?
says, "No way. How many yen is that? No way." So by April 13th, some of the crew was allowed to leave, but a lot of them have to stay. And there's a certain nervousness in the air. Large legal battles can go on for a while, and there was already a bad example of this just a few dozen kilometers away. The MV Amman.
Do not ask about that ship, helmsman.
The MV Amman
So
is
that
a much
has happened
smaller
before.
vessel, and it has been abandoned
That
for years,
gets the reason
detained
that
by
he
the
was
Egyptian
there.
government in 2017 for expired safety equipment.
They were acting like pirates themselves.
Now, they were
what
told
the
to
fuck?
replace the equipment and pay a fine. However, there was
Yeah,
no one
the
to
fine is
replace the
so
safety
much
equipment
payable.
or
Look
to
at
pay
that.
the fine because the shipping company went broke.
I don't know, man.
So they
Everyone
just
goes broke with a
abandoned
fine
the
like
vessel.
that.
There was no way for the legal situation to advance. And that meant that there was no way for the ship to be released.
That abandoned boat
Most
was
of the
the
crew
biggest
had to
spoiler
stay on the
ever.
ship, and they would
And
keep
no one
them there
noticed
for
it.
more than a little while. 13 months before a judge finally decided, "All
Over
right,
1 year.
look, just leave the keys with one guy. We'll call him the custodian, and everybody else can go home." Now, that custodian was a Syrian man named Muhammad Aisha. Look, he's
Poor
holding the keys.
guy.
He's holding the keys. You have to stay on the ship now. Everybody else got to leave, but he had to stay. On top of the 13 months he'd already been there, he spent the next 3 years aboard the ship. Quickly, the ship ran out of fuel, which meant it ran out of power, which meant it ran out of running water. No refrigeration either. Food ran
Are
out.
you joking?
Every
No,
few
no,
days,
it
Mr.
can't
Aisha
be
would be allowed to
serious.
swim onto the shore to get food, water, charge his phone, but he was only permitted for about 2 hours until they would tell him to scoot. Would this be the
No,
same
it's a
fate
joke. You're
for
joking.
the Ever Given crew? They did not know. But we do, so let me tell you.
A few more weeks passed, and the negotiations continued.
You guys had those 2 bickering pilots. Yeah, but the captain's always in charge.
Sorry, who didn't arrange for tugboats while we were going through the canal? Oh, that was you guys. I'm gonna put 20,000 containers on one of the largest ships in the world and go double the speed limit, then complain about tugboats.
But eventually, they all got together in a big room. And they went, "I'm sorry about all those things I said and those emails I sent. I didn't mean it. I was tough on you as well." They embraced. They made amends. They made love. And they agreed.
He does as
"All right,
humanely.
you can keep using the canal, but sometimes we get to go fishing on the boat. That's fair. That's tough, but that's
Yeah,
They
that's
shook on it.
fair.
It was an Egyptian handshake. Where they do the thing with the elbow.
So what
There was
the
a
fuck,
mummy.
man?
This story sucks. By September, the crew was allowed to return home. They only got MV Amman a little bit. And that guy on the MV Amman, he got to go home too. Why not? Get out of
Finally,
here,
poor
you
guy.
scamp. The Ever Given made its delivery to Rotterdam. They
That
did it.
crab had
All
better
the
years
cargo
than
is
him.
here. Although, it wouldn't hurt to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Canterville continued his career in shipping. It wasn't the end. Maybe just one more for the road. It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain. I can tell you that much. Al Said returned the Lunexicon back to the Sphinx. Thank you, old friend.
Yes, thank you
And the Ever
very
Given
much.
had some minor
Appreciate it.
repairs done to the bow over in Qingdao Port in China. And then she was ready to set sail again. The Ever Given was released back into the wild. It sailed into the sunset. Ever since then, global trade has improved. Prices have gone down. The economy flourished once again. Food
We know that
returned
this
to
is
the
not happening.
supermarkets. Mothers clutched their babes. A litter of puppies. And peace was finally restored to the Middle East. Forever. The end.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-tail Fox Tire member, Zalost, and my 3-tail Fox Tire members, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, and Radmuiel, for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. I can't believe this. Oh, there is more 11 seconds. I bet he has something this 11 seconds.
Thanks again to Seiryn, the easy way to get data on your phone when you're overseas. And 15% off? Now that's a good deal.
Yeah, well, what to say, right? What to say? This was amazing, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I was going to say something, but because I released the video again, because the 11 seconds, I just forgot. So let's end this video. I think it was too far already, like 1 hour and 35 minutes of recording. Come on, that's enough. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below, Patreon, Squad, Ko-Fi, and Tron. Support me here so I can leave this fucking country. I mean, and when I say here, I say Ko-Fi, Tron, or Patreon. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.